Dr. Saliu Lukman, the Director General of the Progressive Governors Forum, which represents the governors of the All Progressives Congress, has chastised Sheikh Abubakar Gumi, a notorious Kaduna State-based Islamic cleric, for requesting amnesty for bandits spreading mayhem in the north. Gumi's stance, he said, was both a threat to national security and a self-serving venture. In a statement titled Nigerian Democracy and Nation-Building Problems, Lukman criticized Gumi's comparison of northern bandits to Niger Delta insurgents. He claimed that robbers cannot be compared to Niger Delta militants who were granted amnesty by the Umaru Musa Yar'Adua regime. All arms of the security services have been fully mobilized and are fighting together to smash the bandits in the Zamfara, Katsina, and Kaduna forest, he said. Surprisingly, several Nigerian officials have rejected the current military operations against the robbers. So, called media commentators, religious leaders, and others have questioned the government's decision to shut down communication services, marketplaces, and other services in states where military operations are taking place. Military operations against the criminals have already been declared a failure by a religious leader. What is skewed perspective? Perhaps Nigeria should revert to the day when hundreds of millions of dollars meant for weaponry acquisition to combat insurgency, banditry, and other forms of criminality were diverted and distributed to religious leaders for prayers. Rather than mobilizing security forces to combat criminals, resources currently being used to combat insecurity in the country could be allocated to religious leaders to pray for the bandits to return to their senses. Perhaps this is what Sheikh Ahmad Gumi is teaching when he says the government should provide amnesty to bandits in the north, similar to how the late President Umar Yar'Adua's administration deals with Niger Delta insurgents. Anyone who makes this argument is already contributing to Nigeria's national security issue. Nigeria must rise to the task of policing the behavior of the so-called leaders, particularly religious clerics, because they are jaundiced. Most of these leaders are hostile to measures aimed at nation building. Aside from religious clerics, there are other types of leaders in the country that hold similar skepticism. Individuals who, in their rights as elders, have paid their dues to this country have grown vehemently opposed to the government's every decision and action. However, one looks at it, a nation cannot be developed with leaders and elders who hold opinions that are diametrically opposed to national growth. Nigerians cannot face the threat of insecurity, and some politicians are attempting to undermine the government's efforts to root out the criminal forces responsible for all the country's woes, including the death of citizens. When leaders disregard government efforts against bandits and rebels, they encourage criminals to continue their malicious activities. Nigerians may feel enraged at the governments and political leaders. Under no circumstances should anyone take advantage of Nigerians' rage to covertly encourage illegal activity. If the nation is to have a shared goal and a strong national bond, these disputes must have certain specified boundaries. These APC people, I don't understand them. Buhari said the other time when NDA was attacked, he said, oh, this is an opportunity for the Nigerian army to go after the bandits. And people are like, seriously, were you waiting for them to strike to this extent? Because that was not the first time they have been going to army base to take the war to the doorstep of the army base. But this one is just unfortunate that it went beyond their imagination. First and foremost, a whole defense base, no intelligence report of any kind, nothing, and they are telling Nigerians to believe that. And why is it that they waited till this time before they could do it? They have allowed a lot of people's lives to have gone in for this. Why did you wait for all these things? People have been crying, talking. Some people are saying, oh, it's as a result of the service chief that they changed, which is a very, very fat lie. And recently we are seeing Femi Adesina speaking now. Why did they allow this guy to have preached this whole thing for a very long time? Because I believe that they could not meet at equilibrium at some point. Maybe what is demanding for them. I don't just understand. Why would they wait? And we see the kind of effort they put in when it comes to hip hop. Even hip hop will not even, before they could say Jack Robinson, you are there. Even taking the lives of innocent people. So what are we talking about? You waited till this time and you now, it's not as if they didn't know what to do. They didn't know what to do. We could remember the retired Navy officer that was telling us that they know all these people, and you cannot even compare. I mean, what do they call them? Niger Delta militants to these people, because he said those ones, they have a focus, they have something that they are holding on to, and they were able to resolve it. But these people, these bandits or terrorists, all of them they are the same. That the people who are sponsoring them, they are highly placed, and most of them are in Aso Rock. They are governors, they are ministers. So what are we talking about? And you are coming to tell us otherwise. Of course, the APC government has already disgraced itself, because I don't know why you would have kept quiet. You see the issue of Igbowo, see what they did to Igbowo. Igbowo and its people that have not killed anybody. The only thing they were doing was to campaign, creating awareness for people. And before you know it, they could tell us that they are stockpiling arms, and we see what they did in that place. And the other day, Gabashi telling us that the manner at which Buhari was dealing with bandits, so kind of nonsense talk. Nonsense talk. Who are they? Who did they think they are deceiving? They are deceiving cows. They are deceiving cows, or they are talking to cows. Now you people are not talking. The other day, Joy Bouquet is not telling us that Gumi is taking all of us as fools. Taking as fools. Do you people, the manner, especially that Bouquet, the manner at which you go after IPOB and Biafrans agitators, the manner at which you go after them. Do you even talk when it comes to other things? They are just trying to save their face. Not that they did this thing, because they know that the thing is just already there. And it's just too late for them. There is nothing they will do just to redeem their image. It's not going to happen. Nobody's going to be taking them serious. Why would you wait all this while people have died in their thousands? People cry, people talk, he didn't say anything. So it has to take the bandit to go and attack the army base before you could do something. All these measures that you are taking now, why did you take that measures? Why were you giving them money? Why were you giving them money? You now see that the whole thing is not working again. See, it's just as Nigerians, I don't even know. But these people just believe that because they are in power, they can manipulate anybody, they can manipulate anything. You are not telling us that Gumi is this, Gumi is that. And someone is saying that Gumi is from the opposition. If Gumi is from the opposition, PDP, you think the government would have allowed him? Somebody said that they employed him, because we know how all these things play. You are not telling us a cock and bull stories. Now for Gumi to turn around and begin to call some of the governors city bandits, decorated ones, you think, of course, all of them, their secrets will be exposed. Of course, it's already exposed, but Igor will expose their secrets the more. Well, you all know that the presidency contracted Gumi to project their agenda. So why deceiving people? I don't know. Why are your proofs? We should stop joking with this country. If Gumi is acting alone, he should be in jail by now, and that is it. Gumi was repatriated from Saudi Arabia because of his terrorist act, which he conspired with one Mutalabad, a son of 1 billion lawyer from Funtua local government, to bomb an American airline in 2008. All those still supporting APC governments are terrorists, period.